I would be so bored if we were one of these bands, you know, that's like every song is like a wimpy woohoo and so depressed song, you know. I have those moments, of course, obviously, but then, you know, it's also nice to just kick the shit and have a good time.
So, on tour right now with Coven, which is almost like, for occult rock, it's like Madonna and Brittney Spears going together on a tour.
I can't believe you say that. I'm so sorry, but this cracks me up because Britney Spears and Madonna, Jinx has been bringing that up. It's just like, you know, when Britney and Madonna were making out on stage, she brought it up 3 times. I'm like, okay, fine, I come and kiss you, you know, but no time though. But she's like, yeah, I don't have a boyfriend right now. I'm like, well, Nicke is, you know, halfway across the globe. We haven't done it yet, but no, but Break me from this nightmare. Dark clouds grow steady to stay. This is a month that you're doing this with Coven, but are there things that even forget about how experienced you are, that when you're sharing the stage with somebody who's 73 years old and has been doing this for a very, very long time, are there like learning moments or aha moments that you didn't expect that you've already had? The world of touring has changed so much that I think this stuff that she has experience with is just a different time than what we are doing now. So we've been touring so much the past years, you know, we played over 200 shows and it's just a different beast to tour nowadays. Yeah. So I don't think you can compare apples and oranges.
For sure.
But she definitely has, in terms of being an entertainer on stage, she has that timeless fire, you know, in her. She doesn't have to do much to command a crowd. Yeah. She basically just, you know, snips her finger and everybody is hanging on her lips, you know. So yeah, that's really cool to see.
The last time you and I spoke was when LUCIFER IV was about to come out. And I asked you at the time, like, hey, you know, you're planning some shows. This was at the very start of return to normal from COVID. And you were like, you know what? We're definitely not playing anything from LUCIFER 1. And we've got, you know, we have LUCIFER 3 and 4 to promote. LUCIFER 5 is coming out in January.
Yeah.
So for this show, what should we expect? I assume nothing from LUCIFER 1 and 2?
Expect LUCIFER 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
We are not playing anything from the first album just because we have so much other stuff. And LUCIFER 5, we have one single that we are playing on this run. Come February, when we do our European tour, we will probably play all the singles. We actually have 5 singles all together coming out for the 5th album, so it will be nice and exciting to play new songs.
You've announced some cool packages already for the Satanic Panic tour in 2024. I don't know if January, February, March are going to be representative for the whole year, but it sounds like you're going to be very busy in 2024.
Yeah, so a month in the States, a little break for the holidays, New Year's Eve and stuff, and then yeah, February is going to be a tour. I think after that, it's basically just going to be summer festivals, and then I don't know, because it's so much stuff, you know. I just barely put the album in with a record company and packed my bag for this tour. It's just like chop, chop, chop the whole time. It would be nice to maybe be able in summer to not only play shows, but to sometimes, you know, just kick the old hooves up and just relax for a moment.
Yeah.
Because last summer we were also just kind of like, it was a kind of miserable summer in Sweden. It was raining all the time, and the few times there was sunshine in Sweden, we were like somewhere else playing festivals, and that kind of sucks because in Sweden the winter is really long, you know. So
Now I'm swerving off, but
Okay. You say that, however, you also released 2 full albums in the pandemic, which makes me believe that kicking your feet up and sitting down and relaxing is something hard for you to do.
actually, yeah, I think it's kind of like a dream world. And then I dream of going on vacation. At the same time, I might be a little bit of a workaholic.
Yeah.
And the pandemic, we did 2 albums because we couldn't go on tour, so you have the time, but also because we have our own studio, it makes it so much easier.
It's in the way you move me. It's in the way.
You mentioned the holidays. Yesterday, as we're recording this, you had a day off, and yesterday you were in the States. It was Thanksgiving, and from your socials, we could see that a fan, I believe, invited you guys, the whole crew, for a big Thanksgiving dinner.
Actually, I'm the fan here because the guy who cooked for us is no one less than Ron Halsner from Trouble and The Skull, which is a very influential band. If you listen to the first Lucifer album, the songs were written between Gaz Jennings and me, and Gaz Jennings is like the biggest Trouble fan. Trouble are kind of like the forefathers of the 70s doom revival, and I mean it's such a cool band. So we actually stayed at his house before on our first US tour, and I think it was 2016. And Ron and Carol are very, very sweet, cool people. They always open their doors to all these like long-haired maniacs that are on the road. And we had a great time with them. It's funny because I lived in the States for 3 years, but I've never had like a proper home-cooked Thanksgiving dinner.
Okay.
So, and they did it like awesome. It was
Nice.
really nice.
Now, Thanksgiving, obviously, neither in Sweden or Germany a thing.
No.
I know that you are single-handedly trying to make Halloween a thing in Sweden.
Right.
But we are coming up to the holidays. Given that, just like Halloween, Christmas has pagan roots anyway.
Exactly. The Christmas tree, right?
Are the holidays, like end of year, is that a big thing for you?
We do it. I mean, a big thing. I kind of maybe because I have a son. For him, I always had Christmas and a Christmas tree. Not that I'm a very Christian person, but I do enjoy, a reason to celebrate and have good food cooked, and Christmas tree is a nice thing. It smells good in the house and stuff. I do, of course, decorate the tree with some blasphemies to give it a little bit of an angle. That's a good time, and it's a great reason not to work and not to answer any emails. So
I want to lay down beside you.
You and Nicke both do Lucifer. Nicke has 1,000 projects that he can get lost in, and any creative outlet that he needs. You're predominantly focused on Lucifer. Is it sometimes annoying that people expect you to be dark and broody all the time?
I have a feeling they don't, because I don't know. I mean, I try to do everything with humor. I think if you take yourself too serious, you just become like laughable. Like these black metal bands. I think it's very important to keep the rock and roll in there. Yeah. I'm old school like that. So I don't think people know that I'm a morbid weirdo. But I think people also know that I like that I do everything with a very big dose of black humor.
Right.
So.
Once again.
When we last spoke, you told me that you miss playing covers a little bit. Now you've done some really cool covers. You've obviously done the Dust cover. You worked with Elin as well from Blue Spills. Should we expect at one point just like a covers EP? And why is the next cover a Fleetwood Mac song?
There is actually one Fleetwood Mac song that's not an obvious one that I've been meaning to cover. I hope we can get there. We have been, actually on this tour, we've been covering Forever My Queen, Pentagram. And Bobby Liebling drove all the way from Kansas to Omaha and sang the song with me just not so long ago.
I saw that.
So that was really fucking cool because I'm a big Pentagram fan, and
Right.
of course that's a big influence. So that was, I had to pinch myself for a second there. It was really cool. We have recorded 2 covers that are in the pipeline with 2 kind of illustrious people, but I can't really give away more. But there's stuff coming. I have been thinking about it would be so cool because now it's so many covers that we've done. Also, a lot of covers that people don't maybe aren't so aware of because they are like Japanese bonus tracks and nobody has heard that, and they're not on Spotify and like, you know, strange B-sides and so on. The problem here is that we probably can't compile all of them on one album because we've been changing labels. You know, the first album was Rise Above Records, and then 3 albums on Century Media. So I don't know how that will legally be possible to put everything on one thing. But yeah, I really want to. That would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, you've done a good job at reintroducing some forgotten songs to a newer crowd, and so if you ever do anything, I keep my fingers crossed for you guys doing. Send me a postcard by the Shocking Blue or something like that.
I love the Shocking Blue.
That would be such a
so much.
That would be such a great Lucifer song.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many Shocking Blue songs. I couldn't decide.
I mean, Venus is obviously that
everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I think that's a little bit too much on the nose.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's so many Shocking Blue songs, but definitely one of the bands that I'm also, of course, very influenced by.
Yeah. The last album was, if you believe idiots like myself and other people that were reviewing the album, a bit of a return to like the more raw, darker roots of Lucifer, where the albums before that, number 2 and 3, were a little bit more warm, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word. We've heard one single so far. What should we expect? And is there a stylistic change or evolution?
Well, to quote my tour manager Kit on this tour, interesting. Because it is really a matter of perception. Every time I speak to a journalist, I think people kind of go by their own association.
Right.
Because I hear this with every album. Wow, this one is a lot darker than the last one, or this one is more poppy than like it's. I think the thing with Lucifer is you always have both on every album. Actually, it kind of and that's something that's actually very close to my heart and important, is to have in German we say Spannungsbogen, which means
a roller coaster,
like a curve of. You know, if you have a book, you need like different
journey,
emotions that to go through, and I think it's really important for a record not to be boring. So you will find, you know, the gloom and the doom, and you find the ballad and the dark romanticism, and then you find the heavy walkers and you know, the fuck you songs and stuff, and it's fun for me. That makes it also fun live, you know. I would be so bored if we were one of these bands, you know, that's like every song is like a wimpy woohoo and so depressed song, you know. I have those moments, of course, obviously, but then, you know, it's also nice to just keep the shit and have a good time. And so I think that's what you can expect of this album. You have there will be more singles coming out, and I think each of these singles kind of represents a different pillar of this whole spectrum. This band is actually very much on a spectrum.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you.
Me too. Thank
and
you so much.
I can't wait for the show tonight.
Awesome. Thanks for coming.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.